So I spent today listening to Hugh Laurie in the car. That is my recommendation of the month, week, whatever it turns out to be. His first CD, Just Let Them Talk, is fucking fantastic. It was my favorite CD last year, or 2 years ago when it came out, and then he put out a new one, Didn't It Rain? And that was just, I mean, not as good, I don't think. I like the music on the first one, but he moves it up the Mississippi. Anywho, I know I've mentioned that before, but I just happened to listen to him today. Usually I listen to the radio, but I just couldn't tolerate the radio today, so I threw a CD in. And let me welcome you to the Road to 40's very first official What If Wednesday. That's right. I'm having a tough time. I went out looking for what if questions to see, well, hypothetical questions, if I could find something. And it took me a while, and I finally found a few that I like here. And one gave me the other idea. Now, like I said, these aren't necessarily what if, blah, blah, blah. Some of these are hypotheticals. Some of these are just like impossibilities and practicalities, alternate history, things like that. So tonight, I said I'm going to turn this page on. The first one that I see, I'm going to go with. So I looked up and I said, would you rather be deaf or blind? That's a tough question. I want to be able to see my children grow up, but not to be able to hear them say, I love you. Or not to be able to play music and hear music. I play guitar, I sing, I dabble in the piano a little. So it's just as hard. Now, I draw, I paint. If I had to give that up, well, not paint, but I use water brush markers. At least with sight, I can see my children and I can still draw. But I can't play music and I can't hear their voices. I mean, ultimately, I hate to say it. No, I don't know. Jeez. I guess I'd have to give up my hearing. And I know you can learn to kind of see with your hands and stuff like that, but it's just not the same. Like, at least I could learn sign language. I could still draw, even though I couldn't play my instrument. I mean, that would suck, never hearing another song again for the rest of your life. Like, I wonder how that works. If, like, you could hear and then you lose your hearing, how does your memory of sound change? Or does it? I don't know. Probably not, but you'd never hear a new sound again unless you made it up in your head, which I do all the time anyway. Yeah, that's really tough. I mean, my first gut reaction is to lose hearing over sight. I couldn't imagine not seeing, sunrises and sunsets or smiles, like especially on the kids and my kids and stuff like that. Like, I don't think I could deal with that. Like, I mean, I'd learn to deal with it because their voices would be so much more at that time, or I don't know. Yeah. So that's where I'd go with that one. This popped in my head the other day when I was thinking of these two, and when I read that, it reminded me of it. If you had to lose your left hand or your right hand, which one would you give up? Now, this is easy to most people. The general population is right-handed. However, it's not as easy for musicians, because if you play guitar, you strum with your right hand if you're right-handed, and you play with your left hand, or a flute, or a piano, or any kind of instrument that you use both hands for, which is pretty much every instrument I can think of. I mean, obviously, if you're the drummer of Def Leppard, you're all set, but nonetheless, you're having to alter things. Like, this came down to art for me as well. When I thought about this, and I was just like, well, if I lose my right hand, I could probably still play guitar, and the strumming, I'd have to learn how to do it with my nub or fake prosthetic or whatever like that. But I could probably still get away with it. However, I couldn't draw. I could never I probably could get to the point where I was before if I really wanted to. But I think that the amount of time and effort and energy, like, I think I'd be so discouraged every day that I wouldn't be able to get up in the morning or something, So that's my what ifs, I guess. What if I had to lose a hand. Which one would I choose? There's some other ones that were kind of neat. Would you rather forget who you were or who everyone else was? If you could sell your soul to the devil, what would you sell it for? This is a good hypothetical, too. Because, first of all, if you're spiritually inclined to lean towards the Christian faith, you probably wouldn't sell your soul to the devil. But let's take this out of the equation. Let's take religion out of the equation. If you could sell your soul, not necessarily to the devil, just maybe some bum or something, I don't know, what would you sell it for? I mean, initially I'd say there's nothing I would, because that's just it's not worth it. If there is an eternity, if someone is offering something for your soul, clearly your soul exists, or this person is just completely out of their fucking mind. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill these pets tonight. I've sat down like 6 times tonight to try to start doing this, and one time the dog was barking on the porch at a deer, so I had to bring her in. Then Chewy started barking, so I went to go take him out. Well, I can't find his damn collar. I think Carol gave him a bath tonight, but forgot to put his collar back on. I don't know where it is. So let me call this part A, and I'll come back with part B after I've slaughtered these forsaken animals. Alright, I'll be right back.